Hey guys, how's it going? I was at a pick at this property last week with a friend of mine, and he had purchased some things, and while I was here looking around, this vehicle was left behind. This property is going to get emptied out totally. It is a Bobcat 2300. It's a small diesel powered side-by-side, more of like a commercial machine. It's not really like a trail riding machine. It's got a hydraulic setup in the front that with a quick change, you could change it from forks to a bucket to a plow blade, and that is kind of what I am interested in. It was parked with a run issue. I think it was not charging, possibly some other things a while ago, and some stuff was removed. The alternator was removed from it, and another one was purchased. It never got put back on, so it's kind of like tore apart on the inside a little bit, and again has been sitting. Again, it's a diesel, so hopefully it has not suffered any issues as far as, you know, bad fuel and that kind of thing. But you can see the inside is tore up a little bit. We do a quick walk around. We have our trailer here. We're going to go doing our best to go load it up. It's already loaded up. Comes with some free trash. It's a pretty cool looking machine. Brian showed up, and we got our trailer all set up here. So we're going to do our best to try to get that loaded on there and see how it goes. Yeah, you are on the other side. I think you're about center. Yeah, you're good. Good. You want to straighten it right out? I think. You want to try seeing if you can get it in the park or something? I'll let the trailer down. No? Is it stiff moving or not moving at all? You have to hit the brake pedal, or we don't worry about it?
I think it's in forward.
Okay.
So
it's good. Yeah. See what happens when we. It's going to go downhill.
Yep.
See what we get. I don't think it's going to hurt much.
I think I can hold it too.
Good.
I'll just close the windshield. Yeah. I'll just strap them all in. Oh, okay. You also got the plow too.
And we got a plow and a spreader to get yet. And the plow blade, I think it's up in here in the weeds. That looks heavy. Heavier than the other two, anyway.
That's the whole setup.
Let's try. We'll try flipping it backwards and see what we get.
Okay. Oh, it's not heavy at all. Sorry. There's no sorry since the car's salvage. Sorry. Sorry, I took the money. You okay?
You didn't want to let go a little bit.
Me neither.
I've never gone to a pick where the patron sends out shrimp and snacks and all kinds of beverages. I kid you not.
Ice
Oh, you're holding out. Oh, the Klondikes. I
Oh yeah.
I gotta hit
this
them
is
too.
my favorite place ever.
And hoodies. Hoodie cups.
No, Klondike takes the place of Hoodsie.
Yep.
We're going for the mint. And back in here, we have a spreader we gotta get out. And that mounts to the back of it. And he thinks that the motor that runs it might be burned out, but I guess we're gonna go find out. So. Hopefully it's empty. Or else it's gonna suck. Good. So we made it back to the shop, and all is well, no issues, except for the fact of the back of it. For any of you that have a keen eye, and maybe have pets, recognize those little blue bags? Hey, you know what's in those little blue bags? Yeah, some of you know. Yes, they are. They are all full of dog shit. Here's a couple hundred bags of dog shit in the back of it. It is officially the crappiest vehicle I've ever purchased. So we've got that crossed off the list. I'm gonna go take a shovel, some gloves, and do my best to get rid of all that shit so that when we bring it in the garage, it doesn't smell like shit. So without further ado, let's go grab a shovel and heave-ho into the dumpster and make the dumpster smell like it's supposed to and not the truck. Are you really still watching? Oh. Back to... Oh, you know what it's again. Who wants some ragu? The bottom bags are cat litter. They don't want to lift out in one piece. That's all cat litter. Oh. It's stuck to the bottom. I think we take it for a drive around the block. Let the wind blow the rest of the crap out. It's on the trailer too. Picked all the heavy stuff up though. Well, all right, it's in the future, I don't know, a couple months. It's actually winter time, and this has been waiting patiently outside for its turn to have the love done to it. It has diminished on the turd smell quite a bit. Still 1 or 2 bags here and there, but I figured let's go start getting into it, see what we got. And we could do, first of all, is probably gut it, get all the stuff that's sitting in here out of here. There's a pallet already with a bunch of stuff that did come with it, but I see like fluids and hoses and whatever else is hiding behind here. So I'm gonna go take a few minutes. I'll yank all this stuff out of here, and we can kind of start to access that engine compartment there and see what we got going on for engine stuff. Well, there you go. That wasn't too bad. I was actually expecting more junk to be in it. It has a console in the center, which is the controls for the front plow setup. And a little baby kubota hiding in there. The alternator, I think I have a pallet in the other room that came with a bunch of stuff sitting in it. This is where the battery would be. And I believe it has, like I said, a new alternator that goes in there. We'll just kind of eyeball stuff ahead of time, see if there's anything else we can see. We've got a kill switch here for main power we could shut off. My guess is that might have been right about here. Yes, a kick panel that is removed from it. And where would the actual alternator be? My guess is maybe right in this area. And we got a plug hanging down here. That's probably like a block heater or something going to it. It'd be on the cooling system, I would think. I'm gonna take a little bit of time. I'm gonna run a shop vac around and purge out some of the stuff that is in it, the crap that's on the floor and everything. Actually, just go take a peek at the dash. Can't read the hour meter because we don't have any power on it yet. And what did I do with the key? I think he said any key would run it. Oh, I got the glove box. Again, if I'm going over stuff I went over before, I don't remember. Because I haven't looked at the previous footage. We got some paperwork in there, some hardware, some brackets and all. Alright, yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of time and get it to smell just a little bit better by evicting some of the critter crap that's in the front of it. And then we'll start getting into, maybe we'll hook power to it and see what comes alive and check oil and see if she'll crank and all the other stuff. Fuel tanks there. Cab looks pretty good. Some rust happening here and there. I think he said the doors were, the bottom of the frames of the doors were crusty. And yeah, right there. But he did have some like, that's like 3/4 inch square tubing. He had some to replace that with, but that's for another time. Let's see if we can get her to run first and see what else option actually works. We have a hood that pops up. What we got going on inside here? Huh. Again, I may have already looked at this already. I don't remember. Came with a bunch of hoses. Hopefully all those hoses are not for for this. There's probably 8, 10 different hoses that are there, an exhaust system. I don't know if that's off of this also. I'll get up on the lift too to go see. All right, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's go get some crap out of here. What's the rag laying down in there for? And I'll bring you back after she's cleaned out. That's a little better. It feels too skeevy. Not that I worked on worse. I found the keys for it. It pretty much says Bobcat keys. Use the screwdriver or pretty much any key. But that's I think the actual key is supposed to be in there. We got off, on, start, and turn it backwards for hitting the glow plugs. Go turn them on. Alright, let's go figure out where the dipstick is in this thing. Make sure we got some Earl in it. And we'll hook up jumper pack up to it. You see it? I don't see it yet. Other side maybe? You would think it would they would paint the tip of it like yellow or something, wouldn't they? There we go. Alright. Yeah. I'll wipe that off. On your shirt? Okay. Yeah, where's the hole that we took it out of? That's good. Maybe a hair over. Definitely cruddy, but we'll deal with that another time. Let's get a jumper pack in it. See what kind of comes to life. I was able to turn it already. I kind of grabbed the bottom and it did rock a little bit, so we're not locked up. I don't know if I don't see an open cooling system or anything. It's got pipes that kind of, there's one right there running across, and then I think they kind of run down under the floor and back up in the radiators in the front. Even if it is or has no fluid in that, it's not going to hurt us for a few minutes. Anyway, let's get a jumper pack. Let's go power to it, see if anything does anything. I would say ground we can kind of hook to anything. Let's go with that. And I see a bunch of red leads. One. There's a black lead, but that is going to the ground side of things, but that has the switch on it. We have 3 reds. Let's go leave. I would think one of it's probably like a power for, I don't know what the hydraulics is on this, like whether it comes off the engine for hydraulics or it runs like an electric pump. I like to get that bed up in the air too, you know, and kind of see what's going on. Let me go see if I can, let me get a bolt. I'm going to bolt all 3 of those together, so I'm going to be trying to manhandle them. Yeah, that's a little better. Trying to grab them all at the same time and grab the jaws to hold them. We got that. Let's go turn the jumper pack on. See if we let the smoke out. Nothing's humming or buzzing. Nothing's lit up. Let's go turn the key on. My guess is that's an electric fuel pump. Would that turn all the time or would that shut off? Want to try cranking it? Not exactly full of vim and vigor. The plug is rubbing. Let's get that off of there. That little preheat plug, little AC plug. Problem is a diesel, you probably may need a little bit better battery. Let's go give her, let's try glowing. I don't know if it'll fire or what's gonna do. Let's go, I turned it backwards. Let me grab a test light. We'll put a test light on the glow plugs, see if it does even actually do anything. Yeah, I could probably do like jumper cables to a big battery. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's fast enough to get her to go, but let's go make sure. Just ground up anything, and then does a test light light up? It does. All right, so we want to go on these. This is the strip for the glow plugs. Let's go turn that key backwards. Yeah. Alright, so that's glow in the glow plugs. Let's give that 30 seconds or so. I don't know if it's got a light or anything on the dash. Sometimes they tell you. You ready? Starter sounds a little clumpy though, huh? Let's I don't know if there. Let's see if there's anything that could power the bed up out of the way. I really would like to get to the air cleaner really before we fire it. Probably be a great idea. I'm just not sure if we have to fire the engine up to run a hydraulic pump for that to happen or not. We got this little panel in the center here. Let's go see if this. Turn the key on. Does anything? So we want. Would that be the front up? Is that doing anything? Can you see? I don't see anything happening to you. That's not for left and right, is it? What would it's a krill in the bucket. How about that? One of them's got to do something. There it goes. Well, what brings it up? Come on, go up. I want this cylinder to come up. Actually, that's. Let's go back to the plow. I'm kind of jumping ahead there. I want to see if I get to the plow. The dump for the bed, which would be. How would we run that? Something on the dash, maybe, like a toggle switch. What's that? There you go. Wrong way. Let's go turn it off. Let's go see what we can see as far as that air cleaner. Let's get that box open and see if we have a rat's nest hanging out inside there. It's neat that we don't have to have it running for the hydraulics. There's the pump right there. It's probably got like a starter motor. Yeah, it's got like a big starter motor in it. And then the lines run to everything. All right, let's go into that. It's alive. We come running out of it. So far, so good. This guy's got a better view than I do. Nice. Nothing in there? I'll leave that off for now. Yeah, looks pretty good. No critters. So far, so good. Let's go see if we have any fuel in the thing. Yeah, so far everything wants to kind of come alive. Put power to it. Look at an hour meter. I don't know. That's our gas gauge. My guess is maybe we're so low we don't have anything that we're priming for. And what does this say for hours on it? Read that? Is that 791? It really isn't bad for diesel. I'm gonna go see if I have any diesel fuel. We'll just dump it in the tank. See if anything happens. If not, we may have to do some priming. That may take a while. You just love these setups. Oh, yes, fuel's gonna come out of this or not. You get that little ring you gotta pull back, and I think it's doing something. Throw a gallon in it. Hopefully it's not pissing out the other side. These suck. I hate these things. This happens when the government gets involved in something, right? We're gonna make it safer for you. And you won't spill as much. Yeah, sure. I hope that's got diesel in it. That would suck. Well, if I would have bothered to even look in there, it pretty much has a full tank. So that is not our issue. Let's maybe we'll crack open an injector, see if we have any fluid coming out of the injectors when we're cranking it. Could also have some kind of funky setup on it too, like a seatbelt safety or something that we're just not aware of. I don't know. So I don't know if there's like a bleeder. You can crack a bleeder on it. That's a throttle, right? With that sitting on it, that was good. It's maybe that one right there. It's that 10 millimeter. Let's go grab ourselves a 10 millimeter middle. You know what? Let's go throw a wrench on that, crack it, and see if we get any kind of fluid pissing out of anything. Let's see, it could be just not spinning fast enough too. There we go. Oh yeah. It's got like kerosene in it. That was red. Off-road diesel. That's good. As you know, we got it going to the pump. I don't know if we want to crack a line up on an injector. Yeah, no? Yeah, let's go. We can grab a 17 millimeter wrench and we'll try to get one of these up here. Yeah, we don't need that. Let's get that out of the way. Let's try for this one. The whole thing turning. Now we shouldn't see a. I don't think we're not going to see as much as we did down below. I don't think. Let's go give that. And we have to crank it for that to do anything. We just don't have enough snot to spin it neither, but I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, we get a power setup a little bit better. We get maybe a battery and a jumper cable going to those. All right, now we're hooked to a big battery, see if that does any better for us. It's worse. I'm gonna throw a battery charger on that. I thought that battery was good, but again, we may be having, who knows, starter issues or something too. That's been about 20 minutes. It's on the charger. I do see some wetness coming around there. Let's go see if she cranks any better for us. Sounds like a little bit of metally kind of sound though, doesn't it? That doesn't sound good. Hope we don't have any kind of engine scoring issues, you know. You have gas coming out of the injector though, which is good. All right, I'm gonna go crank that down. Not one on putting ether in it, but let's go crank it down, glow it. Yeah, I can actually smell it. I can smell like a cooked starter, a cooking starter. I think I might have another one though. We got that one engine that we tore apart from the skid steer. I'm not sure if we used that starter over or not. All right, let me go turn it back. We'll glow it. Get the combustion chamber on the hot side. Again, the engine's either going to be cooked or not, because I don't know if we can get the injectors out of it and put oil down the cylinders like you would on a gas motor when you pull the plugs out. I'm sure somebody get it in there. We can get the glow plugs out of it if we have to. Give it another 10 seconds. You can see a little bit of smoke or anything coming out of it, you know? Alright, let's go. Try it again. Alright, let that start to cool off. And we'll try a couple of times. I'm trying to think of how we can kind of, maybe we just take the intake boot off and throw some oil down the side of it. Not gonna hurt it, right? Yeah. Let me go let all that cool off with the battery charge up some more. Let's get this clamp off, get the intake boot out of our way. Get in there. Somebody mailed me a plier set for these things. I probably should go get it. It's like a cable operated clamp system. And I got it. There we go. I could probably get to each cylinder. I'll get my little squeeze bottle and we'll point it towards each cylinder and shoot a little bit of fluid down in each one. This is automatic transmission fluid. Let's go give her, which is essentially starter fluid because it does run on oil, not gas. Let's go see if that'll crank in there and make any sound difference. Yeah, I won't even crank over now anymore. What do you want to do? Be good if you release the compression, you know, and kind of get the spin. I just don't want to take stuff apart that can cause issues. Decisions. So we got that battery charger hooked up to that big ass battery and going to it, and you can even feel the cables are getting like super hot when it's cranking. So I'm thinking our starter, hopefully it's our starter, rather have the starter than the engine being tight, being an issue. So I think we're gonna have to end up ripping that out of there. Our connections aren't very good neither. Oh, the corrosion that's on those. They could use some love. So I'm gonna disconnect power going to it. I'll throw the battery still on the charger. Looks like it's pretty full though. And see if I can wiggle that out of there. Maybe we'll get over to the bench and we'll kind of pick away at it. See if it's got some issues that we can resolve. Or I do have another starter. I thought I brought it. Where is it? Here it is. This is out of another Kubota diesel that was a what do you call it? Refrigerator unit in like a tractor trailer that was beat that we put in a skid steer. But it's a Kubota starter. Whether that will bolt in, I don't know, but we have maybe between the two of them we get something together. All right, I'm gonna start some wrenching on that. Actually, before we go any further, let's get this thing up on the lift so it's a little bit easier to work on in case I have to get up underneath it. And I still would like to try to get that hydraulics in the front up. So I'm gonna go screw with that a little bit more, turn that power on, moving some switches around. And we got it to tilt, we just haven't gotten it to lift up yet. I don't think the relay works in that direction. I think it has an electrical problem. Seems like it'll power it down, but it won't power upward. More issues to deal with. All right, I'm gonna do my best to try to get it up on the lift. I think I found it. You gotta hold two buttons down at the same time. Hit auxiliary and that at the same time. Okay. I hit auxiliary, maybe the lines are hooked up wrong. I hit the auxiliary with that, and auxiliary should be these lines right here. Who knows? I don't know. At least it did that. At least it rolls nice, no brakes locked up. Yet. Until you hit the brakes, right? Let's go see what the underside looks like. Alright, let's go look under the belly of the beast. See what we got. Definitely built pretty well. It's got aluminum frame. Kind of new. Our cooling pipes look terrible. Look at that. That's going to the front, to the radiator. That in your eyeballs. Yeah, we definitely, moisture sitting in the ground. Here's that block heater that what plugs into, warms up the oil pan. Yeah, those pipes are pretty scaly, huh? Can cause severe burn. Well, it's just hot water. I don't know about severe. Wimps. All the hydraulic lines going to the front. See, the drive shaft looks like in this one. We did the side by side, the other side by side. The front drive shaft was falling out of it. The rotors look terrible. Yeah, I might have overpaid for this one too. See cracks. Got a bunch of cracks going on here. I'm not sure what that is. That's the front differential plate. It looks like, maybe. Depending on where it's mounted to. So it looks like the front differential might be falling out of the thing. Never gets better than what you expect, right? Yeah, so we have something going on inside there with that front plate. Go continue to look around. There's the electric motor for all the hydraulics and the hydraulic cylinder for the back. Looks like that cylinder in the back's got its own motor, so it doesn't run off of hydraulics. It runs off of power going to it. You may have noticed that the first time around. Yeah, there's the rotors. They're terrible. There's our belt cover. It's automatic transmission. It's got a hole in it. And it looks like the tube goes up and around. I don't know if that's the breather. That's the air cleaner. No, this is the air cleaner. This might be a breather hose going to the this cover. I wonder if maybe we should pull that down and see if we have any problem with nest material possibly getting wrapped around the pulleys and it's not wanting to turn. Could be. Hey, anything, right? Could be frozen with water in it for that matter. Looks like it's missing a screw already right there. Yeah, let me go take some screws out of it, see if we can get this cover to drop down and take a peek inside there. Plus, maybe we could also kind of put a breaker bar or something on it, see if the engine turns real hard. Again, I'm still not sure whether it's a starter issue or a engine issue. And yes, I am hoping for the starter. So the exhaust system is removed. It is off of there. Everything else is just kind of scaly, rusty, but the lights are not plugged in. They're hanging in the breeze. Yeah, so we've got our work cut out for us. All right, let's get that cover out of there and get an idea what's happening inside there. See if we can. We want to take a look anyway, right? Want to see what's in there. I do too. That should be the last one. I got 4 out of the top. I took 2 hoses off up there. A little bit of room. Let's go see if it'll pop loose for us. There we go. Well, I do see a bunch of crap in there. There it goes. Will it wiggle out without getting that air cleaner out of there? The gasket that's half holding on. I'm gonna it's a gasket that's this. Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be our problem, but definitely good that we opened it up. Yeah, look at the air cleaner structure is holding us. I don't know if you guys can see that up there. It's getting me. I'm gonna get a screw out of the top of that, see if we can push that air cleaner out. We'll get this down out of our way. So I took the bolt out of it and I lifted up on it and the cover just fell off right down to the floor. But kind of revealed something. See what I see? I don't think that is supposed to be like that. And I don't know if it's got busted right off of it. Look at that. That sucks. That absolutely sucks. Alright, well, we can see the back of the starter anyway. I don't see any real bits of crud on there. Let's go. I mean, I can't even put a wrench on that because I don't have anything to put a wrench on. Yeah, how are we going to be able to turn that? Might be able to access it from the front. Let me clamp you in a little bit. Maybe we'll get 2 hands on this and kind of rock it back and forth a little bit and see if we have a tight engine issue or not. Yeah, that is not looking good. I think we have a engine. Actually, is the starter gear? The starter gear might be engaged. Yes, it is. Good. So far, it's good. Yeah, the starter gear is in the outward position. I don't know, let me see, get a little brass rod on there, see if I can tap it back and see if it'll spin free. It also looks like something blew out of the clutch. There's a hole, like a gunshot hole, in the clutch itself, in the hub. I know you can't see it right now. We'll spin it around a little bit later, but yeah, something. Maybe that's what made the bolt break. Something maybe failed inside the clutch and it came around and kapow. Well, it definitely has more issues than just having a an alternator that went bad on it. That sucks. Yeah, it's right there. Like something blew out a little hole right in the housing of the clutch. The torque converter, I should say. And then, I don't know if we can be able to see it, but yeah, maybe we'll be able to see it. The starter, can I get you down low enough? The Bendix is out. Yeah. So that Bendix is engaged in the starter right there. And so we're trying to turn the starter with the motor at the same time. I'm going to go shoot a little bit of oil on that and try to tap that gear back in with like a little bit of a brass rod. Too long to get a hit on it. Alright. Let's go give it a turn and see what it does. Oh, good. Yeah. That's feeling pretty good. Again, I don't know what exploded out of that clutch that caused that. I could see where something was. I don't know if it was a pin with a spring or what the issue was. But I guess we're going to find out at some point. But that's getting ahead of ourselves. I don't know if that clutch will come right out of there. Will that come apart or? Actually, he's got one. He just cut me. He's got one on both sides. I don't know if you guys can even see. I'll spin it around. Yeah, both sides blew out. It's got one on the other end. I know you can't see it. I got you zoomed. There's one on that side too. So whoever came apart really came apart. All right. Well, again, that's for later on. We're still kind of chasing engine issues for now. I'm gonna see if I can get this air cleaner right out of here so that it's not dangling and if we do fire it up, it's not smashing into it. But I think we are back to trying to get that starter out of there. I don't know if we want to try it one more time after spraying some lube. Why not, right? Let's I just spray it a little bit more. Maybe we'll hit it with power again and see what happens. Let's see what we get. Not playing around. Let's get that starter out. But wait, there's more. See the starter bolt? One on top right there. We're looking right there. And there's one on the bottom. Guess what? You think they're just bolts. You unbolt that. That starter comes out of there. No. Nope. They're nut and bolt. And you say, well, what's so bad about that? Well, the nut on the other side of it is captured between the bell housing and a big shroud. Let me get you there. So there's the starter bolt going through the housing, which probably has a nut right inside here, but then this is in front of it. So there is no access hole to either upper or lower without getting this shroud, that shroud out of there, and then you can get to the starter bolt. And again, I don't know if it's even going to clear everything. And so as you can look down there, you can see the back of the starter, but you can't see any of the nuts because they are behind. Hold on. Because they are behind that tin right there, and that tin now has to come out of here. That whole bell housing has to come off, so that clutch has to come off there. The clutch has to come off there, and we got to unbolt it, pull that away, get to the starter. I'm kind of wondering, like, I don't think there's any, foul intent on the sellers. I think he actually felt that, again, maybe he thought he was having a charging system problem. It was getting very hard to crank over. He thought the battery was low and it just wasn't charging the battery. But I think what was actually happening was the clutch was falling apart, causing a bunch of drag on it, and then, possibly cooking the starter from trying to get it to go. And, he just never put it back together. That's just a guess on my part. But I definitely, people ask me, I'd be swearing and jumping up and down. I don't get to that point, but I do get frustrated on, I paid decent money for it. It wasn't like, again, is it something you paid $500 for? In the thousands on this one too. Again, you just put an alternator in it and then go over some of the stuff that needs to be addressed. And lo and behold, here we go. We're really kind of tearing into it. But unfortunately, I own it. I'm not going to complain too much. Well, it's just the nature of the game, right? So that's where I am. We have to get that out of our way. I don't know how easy it is for the clutch to get off. I think on this one, we might be able to sneak behind it and take the bolts off the flywheel, and the whole clutch assembly may come off with. I'll get you back there far enough. There's bolts right down. There you go. So that right there, we can get those bolts off there. We might be able to unbolt that clutch. You get it to pull away. I don't know how hard that is on there. I don't know if this clutch, because that bolt is out of there, will it slide out of the way? I'm going to take a little bit of time and start kind of yanking on things, but I think I'm going to go call it a night pretty soon. And lick my wounds and kind of contemplate a way to attack this maybe a little bit better. Maybe we get one thing I'm kind of thinking of right now is possibly maybe we take the glow plugs out of it. If we could spin the engine with no compression over, maybe the starter will kind of clean itself up and come back to life. I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna go think. I spun the bolt out of the clutch. It feels like this one, I don't know if there's enough room to get it off. Belt off of there. That's the upper half. Let's go see. I have a feeling that other one, the lower, the primary, is not going to play so well. I can try to get a little bit of a pry bar behind it and see if I can get it to kick off of there. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. And we have to get that off of there is we got to fix that. Yeah, that broken bolt that's in there, we have to get out. I am going to try getting a wrench on the bolts back here, and maybe, you know, we can kind of work with it off the vehicle. I have a feeling they're going to be Loctited in though, but let me go see if we can get a, I don't know, looks like a 13 millimeter. So, explain what our situation is here. That right there is pressed on to the shaft, and generally what you do is you take the bolt out of the center of it, and then there's like a puller that you would pull in the middle of that, and it would thread into the inner, and then there's like an inner and an outer thread probably on this. Again, I haven't been able to look inside there, and you would run on the inner one, and then you would run the outer one to pull against it, and it would pop itself off of there. Well, that bolt, you know, that thread hole has a busted bolt in it right now, so there's really nothing we could even do to go about getting that tool, even if we had it, to get it installed in there. So I think for now, I'm not going to worry too much about the clutch part of it, hoping that the housing right there, if we take those bolts out, and the upper one looks like it's fairly simple for that, get those 4 bolts out, but then get there's 4 going around this, they're all kind of cruddy and rusty. Hopefully I can get them out and pull that back far enough just to continue moving on with the starter, having access to the back nuts on that starter, and still, you know, moving forward with getting the engine to do what it needs to do, and not worrying about making power down to the ground yet. Yeah, it's kind of recalling, remember him saying that he thinks the alternator locked up. Now, it's been a little while since I listened to him, but yeah, he said it had locked up. I wonder again if it was the back here that locked up and not the alternator that was on the front. It's like a Batman episode. Will it run? Will he set it on fire? Will we never see it again? All right, I got 3 out of 4 out so far. Oh, we lose battery. Yep. All right, get it? Yeah, pull the whole stud out. That wasn't going to come out easy. That's that half of it, I think. Now we got the 4 to go do up there. Hopefully this came out and that didn't snap. Get out of there. Yeah, we're good. Just a bunch of Loctite on it. I'm hoping that pan pulls away far enough. If at all. We got one more bolt maybe? We got one on the other side there. Up top somewhere. Well, up there somewhere. Or she's stuck. Nope, you got one right there. I see it. I feel it. Where is it? Now. Oh, good. I can get the whole thing right out of there. Awesome. And the light gets out. There we go. Yay! Let's see if we can see those starter bolts. I know it's dark. Yeah, that wasn't so bad, now was it? Whose bright idea was it to do that? And get another one up there, all filled with crap. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you at least not make a clearance hole going through it? Because they don't care, that's why. Alright, time for that starter to come out of there. Looking at the bottom of that bell housing there, I'm kind of wondering, what is all this rust coming from? Hanging off from that starter, maybe? What is the issue with that? Check this out. I didn't expect that to happen. Did you? Alright, now we can get those nuts out of there. These nuts gotta go. You didn't think it was just gonna fall right out of there, now did you? Now we can get behind it with a hammer. Is that the nose cone that started sticking through? I'm gonna get a rubber mallet and give her a couple of love taps, see if it'll work its way off of there. And sometimes you just got to be happy with the little victories in life. Meaning that one. Let's go get her over to the bench, see what we got. Okay, now that we sprung her, let's go see what it wants to do without being unburdened by what was. Doesn't seem terrible, huh? Let's continue to. Like I say, sometimes you just spin them; it cleans everything up internally. Clean all the brushes up, you know. Get in your eye. Let that run for a bit. If we're generating any heat. That might be the battery pack running down voltage. In the background there. 8.7. Okay, that's under a load, so it'll generate a little bit of heat. A little warm, but not bad. You can hold on to it. You're not going to cook it when it's not when there's no load on it. You know what I mean? All right. I'm going to go. Take a wire wheel. I'm going to go clean the surface up so it's easier to get back in the machine. And maybe we'll throw that back in. Actually, let's go get the other starter. Let's go compare the two faces. Let's see if it's going to be... this one's going to be the same footprint. We've got to count how many teeth are on it too. Looks somewhat similar. Yeah. Got to count the teeth on it, and we got to see what the bore is. Actually, I'm just going to take the bolts off of it. I'm going to go shove her in the hole, see if it fits. Stop it. I flipped it over. What do you think the chances are? Yeah, these are for oil. I'd say we try it anyway. I'm going to go look down inside. That one I can see the brushes on it. I don't know if you want to put oil on the brushes. Yeah. Alright, we get that one plugged back in. Let's go give the key a crank. See if we got any improvement out of it at all. Well, that answers that question. All right. So I'm gonna go try the other starter. Actually, let's go bench test it first, make sure it even works. I did notice when I was trying to turn the starter by hand, there's a bunch of drag on even on this one, but that one was much harder to turn than this one. You can kind of grab it and, you know, spin it. The other one, you're kind of doing it with a screwdriver, so it may have internal death. We need a ground. We need hot, and then we need that jumper wire to go to the stop switch, which I think is going to be this one right below it, maybe. Let's go see. See how long that one takes to slow down compared to the other one, because it's stopping pretty quick. All right, let's go try that one. We got the other used starter in it and a charged jumper pack. Let's go try it with that and see what kind of response we get. Hopefully a little more of a crank, maybe, or nothing. Got a wire getting sucked in. But that was promising. Let's try it again. Well, it runs, but the clutch is ready to clack away and possibly, let's go eyeball it real quick. See what it's doing. That might be that internal wire blew apart. Let's get you better, get better lighting on it. But it runs, kinda. Let's go see what that does. I think we're out of harm's way. If it blows apart. Alive. Anything on the dash? Awesome. That clutch is all the noise though, huh? Good. I was getting a little nervous that we had a bad engine, but we don't have a bad engine. So yeehaw. All right. Let's go kill power. Go vent out a little bit. Awesome. 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 I'm psyched. There we go. Our turd. Our ship box is turning into a turd. You know what? Let's go fire it up one more time and we'll rev it. We'll see if that clutch is even doing anything. See if it's still a, the two halves go together. You know what I mean? See if they're squeezing. Let me get power back on the pack. Doing what it's supposed to anyway. At least it's still, whatever blew apart, made those holes, it's still functioning as far as the clutch is concerned. Boy, sure is loud though, huh? All right, gonna get her up in the air and take a better peek at that clutch. All right guys, you know what? I decided to end off on a good note and just be kind of happy that it is up and running, and we'll continue from there. We'll start getting into the clutch. I also noticed the rear drive shaft's wasted on it, just kind of like the other side-by-side we did. So it's gonna need a bunch of love, but I want to leave off having a good weekend knowing that I have something that runs before I start looking into all the other problems and the cost and the effort that's going to get that fixed. But for this one, I think we're going to go call our quits. It's supposed to get warm, I want to say, next couple of days. So maybe we could push it out or even put, you know, the clutch somewhat back together, see if it moves. And we'll steam clean the whole thing, get all the crap that's on it off of it, and give it just a little bit easier to work on. As far as like everything that's been growing on it, you know, inside and out, and then we'll have back at wrenching on it. But for this, guys, thanks. I'm having a blast. No matter what the issues are, I still get to have fun trying to figure stuff out and how it works and how to bring it back to life. All right, guys, with that, I'll see you later.